Welcome to Prime Worth. Today we're busting one of the biggest money myths. Your house is not an asset. Surprised? For years, people believed their home was their greatest financial treasure. But unless it's paying you, it's actually draining you. By the end of this video, you'll clearly understand the difference between assets and liabilities and how this knowledge can change your financial future. Let's start with the basics. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. It earns for you, grows in value, or saves you money. Think of rental properties that bring in rent, stocks that pay dividends, or even a small online business that makes you profit every month. If it increases your wealth, it's an asset. On the other hand, a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. These are your loans, debts, or expenses that keep draining your income. Examples? Car loans, credit card payments, mortgages, or gadgets bought on installment. If you're paying every month without earning anything back, you're dealing with a liability. Here's an easy way to remember. Assets feed you, liabilities bleed you. Imagine you own a small rental apartment that brings $800 profit every month. That's an asset. Now imagine buying a $60,000 car on loan with $900 monthly payments. That's a liability. Same money, two very different results. Now let's talk about your house. Most people proudly say, "My home is my biggest asset." But is it really? If your home only costs you mortgage, taxes, and maintenance, it's actually a liability. It may appreciate in value over time, but month to month, it takes money out of your pocket, not in. Let's do some quick math. Suppose you pay $2,000 in mortgage, $300 in property taxes, $150 insurance, and $100 maintenance each month. That's $2,550 going out. Unless your home is generating rental income or savings beyond those costs, it's not paying you, it's costing you. That's a liability. But wait, your house can be an asset if you use it smartly. Rent out a spare room, list your basement on Airbnb, or convert it into a duplex. If the rental income covers expenses and leaves profit, you've turned that liability into an asset. Same property but different financial outcome. This concept applies everywhere. A beach villa that you rent out to tourists is an asset, but if you only use it 2 weeks a year while paying taxes and maintenance all year long, it's a liability. The building hasn't changed. Its role in your finances determines whether it's an asset or a liability. Let's talk cars. A $40,000 SUV bought on loan? Liability. It depreciates, costs gas, insurance, and repairs. But use that same car for a delivery service or as a company vehicle that brings in $1,500 a month. Now it works like an asset. The key isn't the object, it's whether it generates income or drains it. Student loans work the same way. Education is an asset if it increases your earning potential for life, but the loan itself is a liability. If the degree leads to high-paying opportunities, the asset outweighs the liability. If not, the debt lingers while income stays low. It's all about return on investment. Credit cards are another trap. The card itself is just a tool. Use it wisely, pay off balances monthly, and you get perks like cashback or free flights. But carry $5,000 at 20% interest? That's $1,000 a year in fees. Suddenly, that card is no asset at all. It's a liability pulling money out of your pocket. So why does this matter? Because most people own more liabilities than assets. They buy houses, cars, and expensive gadgets thinking they're building wealth. But really, they're stacking monthly payments. On paper, they own things, but in reality, money flows out, not in. That's why wealth feels so far away for many. Let's compare two families. The first buys a big house, 2 new cars, and fills their home with furniture bought on credit. They look successful but struggle with payments. The second lives modestly, invests in rental properties, stocks, and a small business. 15 years later, the first family owes money. The second family owns wealth. Now let's talk about fun liabilities, boats, RVs, or timeshares. People call them investments, but they're really liabilities. They cost monthly fees, maintenance, and lose value over time. Unless you rent them out profitably, they're not assets. It's okay to enjoy them, just be honest that they're luxuries, not wealth builders. Here's the truth. Liabilities aren't evil. A mortgage can help you buy property, a loan can fund a business, a car can get you to work. Liabilities are tools, but problems start when you mistake them for assets. The wealthy don't avoid liabilities, they use them strategically to acquire more assets. Another reason to prioritize assets? Taxes. Assets like rental properties or investments often come with tax benefits. You can deduct expenses or pay lower rates. Liabilities, on the other hand, credit card debt, car loans bring zero advantages. They only add stress. Building assets not only grows wealth but can also lower taxes. Think about retirement. If you only have liabilities, mortgage, debt, loans, or bills, you'll struggle. If you've built assets like dividend-paying stocks, a retirement account, or rental properties, you'll enjoy financial freedom. Assets keep paying you even when you stop working. That's true security. Here's a classic, the 401k or retirement plan. Contributing to it regularly turns your money into an asset that compounds over decades. Especially if there's employer match, that's free money. Compare that with spending the same paycheck on credit card debt or luxury gadgets. One builds your future, the other buries you. Don't overlook personal skills. Learning high-demand abilities like coding, design, or marketing can be one of the strongest assets you own. They increase your earning power and open opportunities. On the flip side, staying stagnant and relying on one income stream can become a liability. Your knowledge can be your greatest asset. Lifestyle inflation is another trap. Many people get a raise and instantly upgrade their house, car, or vacations. That's trading potential assets for liabilities. Imagine instead if you invested that raise into stocks or property. 10 years later, those assets could pay for luxuries without debt. Build first, spend later. Assets create freedom because they work for you. Picture owning rental properties that pay $2,000 profit monthly, stocks giving $500 dividends, and a small online business that generates income. Even if you stopped working, money flows in. Compare that with someone juggling car loans and credit card bills. They must keep working to survive. Side hustles can also turn into assets. Driving Uber, selling on Etsy, or running a YouTube channel can start small but grow into steady income streams. If they're profitable, they're assets. But if you're pouring money into a hobby that never earns, that's a liability. Profitability is the difference between fun and financial growth. Here's a powerful comparison. Spend $60,000 on a car. It depreciates and costs you every month. Liability. Invest $60,000 into a rental duplex. It pays $800 profit monthly and grows in value. After 10 years, the car is worth half, but the property might double. This is the wealth mindset, choosing assets over liabilities. Savings accounts may not pay much interest, but they serve a purpose. An emergency fund prevents you from sliding into liabilities during tough times. Without savings, emergencies push people into credit card debt or loans. So while cash savings aren't growth assets, they act as protection against liabilities. A shield, not a sword. Don't confuse income with wealth. A person making $150,000 but spending all of it on liabilities is stuck. Someone making $50,000 but consistently investing in assets can end up far wealthier. Wealth isn't about what you earn, it's about what you keep and grow. Assets are the true measure of financial success. Here's a quick exercise. Write down your top 5 monthly expenses. Then ask, does this put money into my pocket or take it out? Netflix subscription, liability. Contribution to your retirement account, asset. Car loan, liability. Dividend stock, asset. This simple practice helps you see the truth about your finances. Remember, wealthy people don't avoid liabilities entirely. They take mortgages, but only if they can turn the property into a money-making asset. They use credit cards, but only for business expenses that bring in more profit. The difference is they make sure their assets are always bigger than their liabilities. So let's return to our big question. Is your house an asset? If it's only costing you, the answer is no. But if it generates rental income, covers costs, and pays you profit, then yes, it's an asset. The key lesson, it's not what you own, it's how it works for you. At Prime Worth, we believe the real wealth gap comes from mindset. The wealthy buy assets first and let those assets pay for their liabilities. The poor and middle class often buy liabilities first, thinking they're assets, and wonder why they're always broke. The game isn't about owning more, it's about owning smarter. Thanks for watching Prime Worth. Remember, assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take it out. Shift your focus, build assets first, let them cover your luxuries later. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.